If I were to freeze you in time and you were to take no extra work on, the average person would have in the vicinity of 300 to 450 hours of work still outstanding. No wonder people feel overwhelmed. They're drowning in a sea of actions, requests and email. A clear consequence of this is that you just can't do it all, and that extra high stress means that you just can't make good decisions. It's better to decide what's important up front. So think about what's really important to you. Consider your values, your work, your ambitions, your finances, and your family and your health goals, and any other areas that could be considered important for you. Let's consider work first. With this in mind, over the next 12 weeks, what I'd like you to do is choose 1 to 3 priority areas that will deliver the highest value for you, your team, or your company, if you focused exclusively on those things. Imagine these activities are the only things that you have time for. Now, I'm not asking for 5 to 10 things, but simply 2 or 3. Why 2 or 3? Well, for a couple of reasons. There's a mathematical formula. 1 to 3 equals 1 to 3. 4 to 10 equals 1. Greater than 10 equals 0. So if you focus on 1 to 3 priority activities, you'll probably get 1 to 3 priority activities. If you focus on 4 to 10 priority activities, well, you're starting to spread yourself a bit thin, and you'll probably get 1 priority area. But if you focus on more than 10 priority activities, well, you're probably spreading yourself way too thin, and you probably won't get any of them because your energy is just too dispersed. It's too fragmented. And this is a common problem that sits within the workplace, that we spread ourselves too thin across multiple priorities. And as a result, we fail to achieve any of them. The second reason to limit to 1 to 3 priority areas is because of the Pareto principle. This was named after Vilfredo Pareto, an Italian economist who observed that 20% of Italians owned 80% of the land. This observation was known as the Pareto principle, as it could be applied to many other areas of life. For example, when you look at it applied to aspects of your business, it could look like this. 20% of your staff make 80% of the sales. 20% of your client base generates 80% of your profits. And 20% of your customers create 80% of your complaints. But it's also applied to your productivity. 20% of what you do in terms of your time, input, or effort generates 80% of your results. So the key here is to work out what is the magic 20% that we can spend more time on and be even more profitable and more successful. So the Pareto principle is a guide to help you be more productive and spend less time checking to see who's written on your wall, playing Angry Birds, or chasing useless leads. So choose 1 to 3 priority activities over the next 12 weeks at work that if you focus on them will give you the biggest bang for buck. These are your Pareto activities. Write those 1 to 3 priority activities on your handout entitled Big Rocks. While we're in this high impact thinking mindset, please also consider your life outside of work. Think over the next 12 weeks and choose 1 to 3 priority areas that will deliver highest value for you if you focused exclusively on them. Imagine these activities are the only things that you have time for. Once you've made these decisions, it's time to do the quarterly plan on a one-pager. The aim of this is to execute on your big ticket items and achieve your longer term goals.